The sports betting world has always had a bad rap. Most folks hear betting and immediately frown, thinking it's just gambling. 9 out of 10 times, you're flushing money down the drain, and it's a slippery slope to addiction and a ruined life. I've heard this sermon a million times. Ask anyone on the street, and they'll recite it like gospel. But let me tell you, this game isn't that simple, nor is it as dirty as people make it out to be. I'm not here to sell you some get-rich-quick fantasy or push a surefire winning system. I'm a seasoned bettor who's been in the trenches for years, and I've turned sports betting from a money-burning hobby into a profitable gig by sticking to 2 key habits. First up, mindset. If you don't have mental toughness, no amount of smarts or math skills will save you. Sports betting isn't like buying a lottery ticket, hoping for a lucky break, nor is it about who yells loudest or bets the boldest. It's a long-term battle, not a one-off gamble. You will lose. Losing is part of the deal, and even a pro like me doesn't win every time. The trick isn't how many times you lose, but how you lose and how you bounce back. You've got to tilt the odds in your favor by picking bets where you're more likely to win big than lose big. The biggest mistake casual bettors make is a mental misfire. They treat every bet like a coin flip, 50-50ths, win or lose. They don't dig into the likelihood of what's actually going to happen. Take a minus 200 odds bet. You put down $100 to win $50, getting $150 back total. Most people scoff, thinking, only $50 profit? Lame. And chase a minus 110 bet instead, where $100 wins you about $90, feeling like a better deal. That logic is dead wrong. It's like digging your own grave. They don't get that lower odds often mean higher win probability. Imagine I offer you a deal, 10 cups, 8 have a ball inside, bet $100 for an 80% chance to win $50. Would you take it? Anyone with a pulse would, because it's a winning deal. Sports betting serves up these opportunities daily, but most folks get suckered by flashy TV ads or hyped up online analysis, thinking it's all about coin flips and chasing high odds for thrills. They don't study probability, grumble about only making $50 on a $100 bet, and miss the fact that picking the wrong bet could cost them the full $100. Here's an example. Say you're eyeing a basketball game with minus 200 odds, meaning a $100 bet returns $150, $50 profit. On the surface, it doesn't seem sexy, so lots of people skip it, thinking, $1.50 for $100? That's chump change. But if you've crunched the numbers and see the team has a 75% chance of winning, that bet's a steal. Because minus 200 odds imply a 66.67% win probability to break even, but you've got a 75% chance, an 8.33% edge. That's your money-making window. On the flip side, if you chase a minus 110 bet with a higher payout but only a 45% chance of winning, you're slowly bleeding your wallet dry. Long-term, you're toast. The core of a good mindset is accepting that losing is part of the game, but you can't let it throw you off. You've got to be like a hunter, zeroing in on mismatches between odds and probability, not letting emotions steer the ship. Some folks lose a bet and lose their cool, thinking they got screwed, or they win a couple and start acting like they're the Wolf of Wall Street, throwing cash around. Both types end up handing their money to the sports books. Real pros stay calm, lose, analyze what went wrong, adjust. Win, stick to the plan. Treat sports betting like a business, not a slot machine in Vegas. Your goal isn't one big score but grinding out small wins to fatten your wallet over time. I've seen too many people blame bad luck, the bookies, the refs, or even their buddies when they lose. They never question their own betting logic. I had a buddy, sharp guy normally, but a total degenerate when it came to betting. He loved chasing plus 150, plus 200 odds, thinking one win would turn it all around. Reality? He'd win 2 or 3 out of 10 bets if he was lucky, and long-term, he was broke. He didn't get that high odds mean low probability. Bookies aren't running a charity. A plus 200 bet means they think there's about a 30% chance it'll happen. Chase those bets, and you're fighting math itself. You'll lose eventually. Mindset also means managing your money right. Never bet your whole stack on one game, never. Pros have a golden rule: bankroll management. Split your money into small chunks, betting maybe 1 to 2% of your total funds per wager. Say you've got $1,000 to bet with, each bet's $10 to $20. Lose, and it's no big deal. Win, and it adds up. Treat your betting account like a business, not a go big or go home stunt. I've seen too many folks win a few bets, think they're invincible, and then blow their whole bankroll on one game. Poof, zeroed out. Those guys never make it. Now, the second key: finding your edge. What's an edge? It's spotting bets where the odds don't match the actual probability, giving you a long-term profit. Sports betting isn't about gut feelings or how much you love watching a team. You've got to be like a mathematician, diving into data, calculating probabilities, and hunting for opportunities. Bookies aren't dummies. Their odds come from sophisticated models, but they slip up sometimes, or they leave tiny cracks for sharp bettors to exploit. Your job is to find those cracks. For instance, say there's a -200 bet, implying a 66.67% win probability to break even. You dig into the data and find the actual win probability is 71%. That 5% gap is your edge. How do you get to 71%? Not by guessing or listening to ESPN hot takes. You dive into stats, team performance, home/away records, injuries, even weather impacts. Take NFL games. If it's pouring rain at an outdoor stadium, high-powered offenses might struggle and defense-heavy teams could shine. These details can shift probabilities, but most bettors are too lazy to care, thinking close enough is fine. They end up chasing -110 bets, thinking they're getting value, while really just donating to the bookies. How do you find an edge? Start by understanding odds. They're not random. They reflect the bookie's take on an event's likelihood. A -200 bet translates to a 66.67% probability open parenthesis 100 divided by open parenthesis 200 plus 100 close parenthesis. If your research says the real probability is 70% or 75%, that's a bet worth making. If it's only 60%, you're setting yourself up to lose. Most bettors don't get this. They think low odds are boring and chase long shots, hoping for a big upset. Upsets can hit, but only if the data backs it up, not your gut. Here's a story from my early days. I was a rookie, chasing high odds like an idiot, thinking one win would make me rich. Once, I bet $200 on a baseball game at plus 180 odds, dreaming of a $360 payout. I didn't even check the data. Turns out, the pitcher's ERA was garbage and the opposing team's batting was on fire. The real win probability was maybe 30%. I lost $200 and nearly smashed my laptop. Lesson learned. I started studying data, calculating probabilities, and sticking to -150 to -200 bets with 70% plus win rates. Slowly, my account turned profitable, not overnight millions, but a steady few $100 a month. That's the power of an edge. Finding an edge means building your own system. Don't trust online expert picks or TV analysts. They're often shills for the bookies, pushing you toward popular bets. Do your own homework. For basketball, look at offensive/defensive efficiency, home/away splits, recent scoring trends. For NFL, check quarterback completion rates, red zone efficiency, even ref tendencies. This data's out there for free: ESPN, Sports Reference, or even the bookie's own historical stats. You've got to put in the time to turn it into your own playbook. Here's a concrete example. You're looking at an NBA game, -150 odds, implying a 60% win probability to break even. You check the data. The home team's 8-2 against this opponent at home. They're on a hot streak, no key injuries, while the visiting team star player is fresh off an injury and probably rusty. You estimate a 65% win probability. That 5% gap is your edge. Bet $100, win $166.67, pocket $66.67. Not life-changing, but find 3 or 4 of these bets a week, and your account grows steadily. Details are everything in this game. You've got to be like a detective, sniffing out every variable that could sway the outcome. In basketball, game pace affects total points. Fast teams might be good for over bets, slow teams for under. In baseball, a lefty pitcher facing a right-handed heavy lineup might have an edge, or a ballpark's wind direction could cut down home runs. In the NFL, weather's a big deal. 20 miles per hour winds or heavy rain can cripple passing games, favoring run-heavy teams. Bookies don't always fully account for these in their odds, and that's your shot to cash in. Another story, I once bet on an MLB game, minus 140 odds, implying a 58.33% win probability. Nothing special at first glance, but I dug deeper. The home team's starting pitcher was a lefty, and the opponent's lineup had a measly .220 batting average against left-handers, way below their overall .270. Plus, the home park had headwinds that day, lowering the chance of homers. I estimated a 65% win probability and bet $200, winning $142.86. Bookies won't hand you these opportunities on a platter. You've got to dig for the gold. Lots of folks love parlays, combining bets for big payouts, like turning 3 minus 110 bets into plus 600 odds. Sounds juicy, right? Wrong. Parlays are the bookies' favorite trap. 3 minus 110 bets, each with a 52.38% win probability, combine for just a 14.29% chance of hitting 0.5238 by 0.5238 by 0.5238. You'd need an 86% win rate to break even, but you're stuck at 14%. You're practically begging to lose. I'm not saying parlays are always a no-go, but stick to high-probability bets. 2 minus 200 bets, each 66.67% likely, combine for a 44.44% chance. Better than a single minus 110 bet. If your research says both have a 70% shot, a parlay might be worth it. But most parlay bettors are just chasing big payouts without checking the math, handing their cash to the bookies. Sports betting isn't a lottery ticket you buy and pray for a jackpot. It's a long game, like running a business. You don't expect a corner store to make you a millionaire on day one, and betting's no different. It's slow, deliberate work. Each bet, aim for a 1 to 5% edge and let it stack up. Maybe you make a few $100 a month, but that could be a few grand a year. Don't scoff at that. It adds up, and with discipline, your account will grow. I know a guy who's been betting for over a decade, never chases big odds, sticks to minus 150 to minus 200 bets with 65 to 70% win rates. He bets $100 3 to 5 times a week, averages $50 to $100 profit weekly. By year's end, he's got an extra $5,000, enough for a couple of nice vacations. That's the power of thinking long-term. You've got to enjoy the grind, not dream of a one-bet windfall. This game is noisy. TV pundits, online, experts, bookie ads, they're all trying to dupe you. They make betting seem easy. Just pick a side and bet, or chase the hot team. It's a trap. Bookies spend millions on ads to make you lose. Ignore the noise and do your own research. ESPN might hype a team as unstoppable at minus 300 or minus 400 odds, and people think everyone's on them, it's a lock. But minus 400 needs an 80% win rate to break even, and the real odds might be 70%. You're just donating to the bookies. Dig into the data yourself, and don't let the hype steer you. Bankroll management is the other lifeblood of sports betting. Treat your money like it's your lifeline. Never go all in thinking you'll hit it big. I've seen too many guys win a few bets, crown themselves betting gods, and then lose everything on one bad game. Pros use unit betting. Divide your bankroll into 100 parts, bet 1 to 2 units per wager. Got $1,000? $20 minus $20. Lose, no biggie, 3 builds. Run your account like a business, not a casino bender. People who lose get desperate, chase their losses, and bet bigger, digging a deeper hole. Winners get cocky and bet reckless. Both are bookie bait. Here's a rule: never bet more than 5% of your bankroll on one game. Got $5,000? Max bet is $250, even if you're sure it's a lock. There's no such thing as a lock, just high probability bets. Save your ammo to survive the long haul. Want to get started? Don't dive in headfirst. First, pick a legit betting platform. Check their rep and odds. Avoid sketchy sites that might disappear with your cash. Second, build a simple system to track your bets, see what's working and what's not. Third, start small, bet no more than 2% of your bankroll per wager. Fourth, stick to sports you know. Love basketball? Start with the NBA, don't jump into football, baseball, or hockey just because. When researching, focus on key factors: recent team performance, home/away records, injuries, head-to-head history, even ref tendencies. In the NBA, some refs call more offensive fouls, others let physical play slide. Those can swing games. In baseball, a lefty pitcher might dominate a righty-heavy lineup. In the NFL, winds over 20 miles per hour can kill passing games, favoring run-heavy teams. These details can give you an extra edge. Here's my journey. Back in 2008, I was like most newbies, thinking betting was all about luck. My first bet was on an NFL game, plus 150 odds, $100 down, dreaming of a $150 win. My team got crushed and I was out $100. I was pissed but didn't quit. I started studying data, learning probabilities. I lost plenty early on, call it tuition, but by 2012, I was focusing on minus 150 to minus 200 bets with 65% plus win rates, betting $50 a pop. My account started growing. By 2015, I was pulling in $500 to $1,000 a month. Not a fortune, but enough to live comfortably. Sports betting isn't a coin flip or a casino free-for-all. You need a rock-solid mindset to handle losses and pick high-probability bets. Find your edge by digging into data and spotting odds probability mismatches. Nail those two, and your wallet will thank you. Don't chase big payouts or let emotions run the show. Treat it like a business, and you'll find this game is pretty damn fun.